Hello everyone and welcome. On today's stream I'm going to be trying to figure out some of the mechanics behind Rend. I think I have a decent idea of how it works, but it's still confusing and hard to test out. I'm going to be trying it on a couple different characters to see who can make use of it the most. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be Lambda, but I'll try some other characters too. So we got a couple of Mind Crystal buffs today. Strong Momentum was one of them. After using a skill, instead of 30%, you get 50% damage increase. So it's pretty strong now, especially if you can combine it with one of the other damage increases, like Straightforward or Infiltration or Domination, or even one of these. Another update we got is that Bloodthirst and Exhilaration now show their damage caps. They both cap out at 200%, apparently. Perseverance also got a really huge buff, and I think they overbuffed it. I'm not sure how they think a 90% heal per room is a reasonable amount. It was at 40% before, which was too low. 50% probably would be like a 50 to 60. 60 still even seems a little high. 40 was too low, but 90 is definitely way, way too high. I think that's all that got buffed. They said they enhanced the tooltip of Chance Boost, but I don't get what they meant by that, because really it just went from 100% to 57%, so I don't quite get what's going on with those ones. I think I'll probably go back to something like this. That way I don't need to change my Mind Crystals every time I switch characters. This will just work for every character that I try to play. I'm not sure which one would be better. I think Rend Boost will probably be better, but that's one thing I'm gonna be testing out. Rend Boost compared to the shorter ranged Rend. Otherwise, I think the damage ticks of Rend are just way too low. I don't want to take, like, Frost Attack or something, because then it'll be increasing my attack damage, and I won't be able to check the actual damage of Rend. So I just want something in my second legacy slot that doesn't really mess with things. I need to grab, for this setup, I probably want Universal Attacks that are more blades, and then Sword Summoner afterwards. That's gonna be the thing that can move enemies around the most out of probably any build in the game. It seems like Rend benefits you a lot more from moving enemies a bunch of times rather than just knocking them back far all in one hit. When I was testing it on my spear throwing build, I wasn't getting any damage out of it. But when I tested on like Lambda, where I'm constantly pushing enemies multiple times, it seems to deal better damage. Only problem, though, is that it's kind of hard to test how much damage the Rend is doing with Lambda, because she also just does really high base damage, too. So it's difficult to tell how much is the Rend actually being good, or just Lambda actually being good. I'll throw in some Blade Storm as well, that way I can go for the Bloodthirsty Storm. Oh yeah, another really good update they gave this patch is that red effects finally tell you where they go. So now you can see it says it'll either go on Legacy or Skill. And that's based on where you have your Blade Storm. Probably be better if I get the Seeking Blade Storms. I think the Pulling Storms will mess with my knockback for Rend. And since I'm knocking back enemies anyways, I probably want the larger, or the Seeking ones. I could get the larger range ones just for the boss fights. I could also try to go for Rending Shadow Spikes, but I don't think that's too good. It's only 1,000 damage, and it takes the Rend off every time it procs. So it's hard to really make use of proper DPS with it. Especially if I'm going for Rend boost. I don't think the Shadow Spike one would be very good. I think it would actually make the build worse there. It looks like the reduced damage to proc Rend is making a huge difference. It procced several times just on the enemy the enemy falling there. So maybe I'll have to try it out with the spear throwing again on my... Maybe I just didn't have the right potential, or the right tactic path for it when I tried that one. We'll see. I don't really care about reactive Blade Ring there, but I might as well just finish out my my tactic trees. Or my tactic collections, I mean. Give me just a second. I think I forgot to set the game category. Alright, there we go. Not sure how much of a difference it makes in terms of viewership, but definitely couldn't hurt anything. Now, here's the problem with Rend, is that a lot of the bosses don't move around a lot. And even the ones that do don't feel like they're really taking a good amount of damage from Rend. It feels like with Rend you really need to be moving the enemies yourself to get damage out of it. And you just can't really do that during boss fights most of the time. Well, that happens sometimes, especially at the first run of the day. It's not no boss damage. Even then, I should have been able to win the fight. I just need to wake up and warm up with my gameplay. I really don't know how I feel about Blade Storm as as a tactic either. You can see there, even with the Legacy version, I have to be like right on top of the enemy as I'm using them, otherwise they don't even hit. So I guess it's something more for melee characters, but they don't really seem strong either way. trying to see if I can... I think I notice a pretty big difference in how often the Rend is proccing, because I changed to Rend Boost instead of the Reduced Distance. It looks like I maybe get like two Rend procs per launch now, instead of maybe 3 or 4. I think it was about 3, but it's always hard to really tell which damage source is which when you're dealing so many hits in this game all the time. Kinda want to hold off on picking up the Fatal Rend too. If I was going for a real run, I'd definitely want it just right away. But it also makes it harder to tell my DPS too when I'm getting that execute value. It's a pain in the ass trying to get the... I need Seeking Storm, but it's out of 4 different options, so I have such a low chance of actually getting it. And I don't really want Blade Ring, even though you can get Rending Blade Rings, but it would be really, really garbage having Summon Blade Ring on Lambda. So I guess I'll just take the Fatal Rend. I don't really have any other option, aside from selling it. There's not much point in doing that right now. really need to get my potential for the universal enhancement for more blades spawned on attacks. Because right now, the Sword Summoner is really good at throwing enemies around, but it's not dealing enough hits that it's proccing the Rend quick enough. By the time it actually procs the Rend, then they're pretty much already dead anyways, and that's going to be the problem in general. Rend is something that's much better against normal enemies than bosses. Normal enemies just aren't ever tanky enough to really need to take something for them. Even on this boss that moves around a lot, the Rend ticks just really suck. He's taking like 180 from there, 220 from the next one. But they happen so little often. And my Blade Storms just aren't doing anything either, because I don't have the Seeking upgrade for them. Unless I just, like, walk into melee range, which would be stupid as Lambda. Theoretically, if you could get the Rending boost ever stacked up high enough, it would start to do a lot of damage to bosses. But the problem is you have to be constantly reapplying the Rend to do that. And sometimes you just can't reapply it in time, and you lose all your damage. And there's also enemies like these ones, where I just can't probably proc the Rend at all. It's giving me every upgrade except for Seeking Storm. I'd probably just have to make a legacy character that started with Blade Storm and Seeking Storm if I wanted to use it effectively. Otherwise, it's just way too low of a chance of getting the right upgrade. Feels like most of the time, by the time I even get the Rend on enemies, they're at like 75% HP. I mean 25% HP or less. So the Rend doesn't even have time to do anything aside from the execute. Which the execute is nice, but I wish the Rend would actually do something more than just being the execute. There we go, finally, we get the Seeking Storm. I really need my universal attacks. There we go. You have to make sure you pick the right one for this, because there's universal attacks and universal skills. But you pretty much always want to be going for the universal enhancements. Just you gotta make sure to pick the right ones for the build you're going. The worm attack has a really ridiculous hitbox, it looks like. It did not look like I should have been in that explosion range at all, and yet it still procced the dodge frames there. That would explain why I've had some really strange deaths to those projectiles too. Need a rest, but if this bottom one is like a combat stage and I take it, I'm kind of screwed. So I'm kind of already screwed over anyways. The 90% healing from the Mind Crystal is not doing nearly as much as I thought it would. You have to remember that it means, like, it's weird to explain. Every bar on the health meter is worth 10% HP. And you can see right now that I'm at 240%. So having a 90% heal doesn't mean I restore 90% of my total HP. It just means I restore 9 bars. So I knew that when I was looking at the tactic, or at the Mind Crystal. But even then, I don't know, the healing feels way lower than I expected it to. But it'll be really nice in this case, where the timer running out is going to drop me down to no HP. Please give me a rest area or a shop. Thank you. So this red effect will also synergize well with the legacy I took, Legacy Black Hole. It works on the Bloodthirsty Storms as well, I think. I could also try to go into the Collapsing Tentacles. I don't think I'll get enough Umbra to do it, but we can try. Though now that I think about it, I don't know if that's actually a good idea. It'd be good for the Blade Storm damage, but bad for the Rend damage. Since the black holes are going to be holding everything into them, I won't be able to knock them around for Rend, probably. Here's another boss where my Rend is just going to be completely useless outside of having the extra Blade Storm damage. The Blade Storms don't really feel like they're doing damage either, even with the Rending upgrade. The dash attack upgrade is going to be really nice, though, for Lambda. I'll be able to apply my Rend with it, just from dashing through enemies. It deals a ton of hits. Makes it really easy to apply the Rend. And it also moves them around for Rend damage as well. I gotta wait here again. For some reason, this room layout always takes forever to clear. You'll kill the enemies, but then you'll just be stuck waiting for some reason. think they made an update to this boss where he doesn't have invincibility anymore. We'll see once I get down to lower HP. Man, those crabs are ridiculous. It seems like it doesn't matter how high up in the air you are. They can follow you so far up into the air. I didn't really see the difference in the invincibility there. Maybe I just didn't attack it enough while it was still in the air. I think it was faster going down. Maybe they didn't take the invincibility off. Maybe I misunderstood. Maybe it was that it doesn't, like, stun lock the boss in place if you hit it. Because you could get the boss stuck for a long time if you had automatic things attacking for you. And it was pretty annoying. There we go. Pick up the other red. If I get real lucky, I can maybe get a couple more Umbra rooms and finish off a 4th red for the build. But I don't really feel like the rending dash daggers and blade storms really do much. I'm pretty sure most of the damage we're seeing here is just Lambda's really high general damage, not really the Rend doing a whole lot. Dang, I ended up one tactic short from having another red effect, but that's fine. Not like I really needed it anyways. Technically, I guess I could get real lucky here. Nope. Even if I got the 50% chance there, it would have been a really low chance that the red showed up. It's doing no damage. Even with all three blades, storms, stacked on top of each other there, it really did not seem like it was doing anything. Maybe the Rend wasn't on. I really need to get rid of the skill damage and kill streak damage here. Even the butterflies I should probably try and get rid of. That kill streak damage is really harsh, though. Not so much for just regular rooms, but in the boss fight, if you ever lose your kill streak once, you're just nerfed by 30% for the entire boss fight. I don't know if the Sword Summoner upgrade for spawning more blades is really gonna make me do any more damage to the boss. Probably not, but we'll try to see. It's gonna be hard to land multiple hits on him, is the problem. think I saw some, like, 380, somewhere around there, on a couple Rend procs. But even then, they're procking way too little to be actually doing anything. And this is probably the boss that moves around the most of any boss. This is basically all just Lambda's base damage doing the DPS here. I really don't think the Rend is doing much. Even with the other red for the Rending Dash Blades and Blade Storms. I think I remember seeing some footage that the Rending Blade Storms and Dash Daggers were really overpowered in early access. So I wonder if Rend in general just got really nerfed after that. Alright, give me a second to use the bathroom and then I'll be back. If I could get a Blade Storm on this character, that'd be pretty nice. Yeah, there we go, perfect. I could have taken the double reds there, but don't worry, I already have the double reds on another character. Oops, I do not want to upload that. They did change it so you don't lose your Evo types anymore if you upload, but I usually just prefer to stay playing offline anyways. So I don't know about Perseverance. 90% HP is still pretty low, I guess, when you have like 250% HP. I didn't realize that my HP values were that high. With Lambda, I can easily make use of strong momentum, so let's try that out. I think I want to go back to the skill Rend with distance required to trigger Rend reduced by 50%. That seemed a lot more useful to me. Though I didn't get far enough to really test it a lot. It would be nice to have this to automatically stack Rend for me, but I think I'll wait and get it later. I still want my universal attacks for more blades and the sword summoner. That's just gonna be the best way to actually proc Rend. Can't tell if this feels better because of the Rend distance, or if it's just because I picked up the execute so fast. I think it's probably a little bit of both. I think making the black holes last longer makes the blade storms that I have on them last longer as well. I guess he still has a hitbox while he's flying through the air. I didn't quite realize that. Usually I get the dodge proc if I'm going into him while he's in midair, so I didn't really even think about it, honestly. there was a lot of Rend procs when the enemy moved underground. Did it actually do a decent amount of damage? Probably not. When you consider that my character itself is doing like 500 to 1,000 damage per hit, it would take like 5 Rend hits to even make up for the damage of one of my character attacks. And then Rend being so inconsistent to proc on top of that really makes it seem like not a good option to take. It's a really cool concept for a debuff. But it just feels way too inconsistent to use. Not only just between, like, trying to use it on different characters, but even just on different types of enemies. trying to think of what they could do for Rend. It just needs like a mechanic update more so than just number buffs. Like, the damage is low, but buffing the damage will only do so much when the mechanics behind it are so inconsistent. Maybe they could do something like the Rend stacks build up as you're attacking, and then you have some kind of way of, like, detonating them. They could leave it on the enemy moving, or enemy movement, if they wanted to, but just make it like that, to where instead of taking damage every time they do a certain amount of movement, you can stack up the damage and then burst it whenever you want to, or whenever the boss finally does move. I think that would be a better way of doing it, while also kind of keeping the movement mechanic. And then they would also need to add in as well that the stacks could burst when an enemy attacks, as well as movement. That way, Rend can always work on bosses, even if they don't move. And it would also work on the enemies that don't move as well. There was some game that had an impale mechanic. I'm trying to remember if it was like... I think it might have been Diablo 3. But I'm trying to remember how the mechanic worked. It was something similar to what I was just talking about, where you're able to, like, stack up the impale stacks the more you attack enemies. But I can't remember how exactly the damage of them worked, if there was some way to kind of detonate them like I was talking about. Ooh, that was a really bad room selection. I should have just went with the event there. Kind of stopped paying attention a little bit. Oh well, it's not gonna be that bad. But here's kind of what I meant last run about it's just Lambda being strong, not the Rend actually doing a whole lot. I haven't even applied my Rend once in this whole room, and I'm still just pretty much instant killing through all the enemies. I forgot if I have debuff damage or not. I maybe should have taken that burn. Oh well. Probably pick this one up just to be able to easily keep Rend on bosses. I'm gonna need to remove the kill streak damage reduction again. The other two debuffs I don't care about at all. Honestly, I don't even know if I really care about the 30% damage decrease at this point. I do way too much damage either way. course, it's gonna be the last one that gets removed. No, I can't even afford a potential. He only takes like 3, maybe 6 Rend procs if he dashes a long ways, and they're only doing 180 damage each, which is just nothing at all to his 200,000 health bar. Sorry, I had to sneeze there. Hopefully I got the microphone muted in time. I'm pretty sure I did. See, like there, he got a lot of Rend procs in a row, but even having 10 Rend procs of 180 damage is 1,800 HP compared to his 200,000 HP bar. Even if the Rend was proccing like once per second, it still wouldn't really be doing that great of DPS compared to his health bar. You guys just have to delete the Evo type. I really don't have space for it. Let's turn the settings down a bit for a little bit. And try out a my run with the throwing spears. I want to get it down to like 50. There we go. I'm not gonna have a good way to DPS. The problem is, if I go attack Rend, I don't have a really good way to apply it. I have 1,000 spears, but that takes a while to go into and cancel out of. And if I do skill Rend, then I don't really have a good way of DPSing bosses. I guess I can use 1,000 spears for that too. 1,000 spears is just pretty unsafe for boss fights. Whatever. We'll try it and see how it goes. Oh, that's right, I can't throw the angled spears until I have the upgrade for it. Might have went a little bit too low on the enemy HP. Let's see, once I get farther in. Right now the spear throws themselves are mostly just killing the enemies. I really should have put on max MP in my Mind Crystals if I don't already have it. No, I have it. We're good. Oh, hey, thanks for stopping by and saying that you like the videos. Yes, generally ice and lightning are just the two best tactic trees right now, or the two best tactic elements. The other ones feel very lacking, both in damage and just how inconsistent they are to proc. Yeah, it's just, they really need to buff the damage of a lot of other tactics, instead of trying to nerf Frost or Lightning. But a lot of the issue, too, is just in the activation of a lot of tactics. Like with Rend, for example, Rend takes effect when the enemy gets pushed back a certain amount, and it's very varied depending on each character, how much you can knock back enemies. And then you have like boss fights where you can't even, the bosses don't even move and you can't knock them back yourself. So Rend is just completely useless in that situation. And I think by the time Rend would be doing damage anyways, just my attacks and skills are doing enough damage to be killing the enemies anyways. Oh, there is also Fire, which is... Fire has a decent build. Fire with... You need a red tactic, though. I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's Fire Spirit Detonation. That's the only thing that came close to being viable compared to Frost or Lightning builds. Yeah, the gameplay is great, but they need to work on, like, the build crafting, and balancing the tactics a lot better. And I think they really need a new type of legacy system for tactics as well. Making your legacy characters is just way too much of a pain in the ass right now. The tactics used to be a lot better in early access, and then a lot of them got nerfed, and the tactics system itself got changed, and it really hurt a lot of tactic elements. They also buffed potentials. You didn't used to get damage increase for having potentials. Or maybe you did and the game just never told you. One of the two. But it used to be with the tactic trees, instead of having this middle section be a choice, you could get all three of them. So you could actually stack into one tactic a lot more heavily, but now it's just every tactic ends up being a lot weaker, since you only have one upgrade instead of 3. Like, if I was able to combine shorter ranged Rend and Rend boost, I could probably get this dealing a pretty good amount of damage. But now I just always have to pick one or the other. Yeah, I'm not sure why they did it. I guess they probably wanted people to use more of a variety of tactics, but really it did the opposite, where a lot of tactics just became a lot weaker due to not being able to stack into them as heavily as you could before. But I agree. One of the things I like about roguelikes and the like survivor type of games is being able to really stack heavily into one aspect of the build. I did not realize Mike could do that. So, like, this boss is an example. A time where my Rend just is not doing anything for this entire fight. the boss can't move at all. Alright, I hope you have a good day as well. Thanks for even just stopping by for a little bit, I appreciate it. It's always nice to hear positive feedback about my content. Might have to see what I can do with a build based around this mechanic. It's the down plus air attack that you upgrade into with one of the potentials. Apparently you can do the same thing you can do on... that I do with Hibiki. You just do the down air and then you dash as soon as you... You dash as soon as you hit the ground and jump again. It just completely cuts out all of the landing lag. really need the Hyena Shiki upgrades to go with this airborne attack. I haven't seen them at all, though. For one of the hidden effects, I think. I know you can get a hidden effect where when you do the down attack, it pulls enemies in. Which would probably be pretty helpful to have, but probably not necessary either. Problem is, what do I do against the boss here? Oh, so you can kill a boss while it's up in the air now. I just must not have hit it enough last time. How have I not seen a single Shiki upgrade this entire run? I think the execute on Rend is pretty nice with the spear throwing. The Rend itself is not doing anything, because it's just the spear itself is killing the enemies. But I think a lot of that is also because it's proccing the execute. This room is really hard with the increased enemy count. I shouldn't heal yet. I should wait and see what the next room is first. Because if it was a rest or a shop, it would have just been a waste. And also, depending on the room layout, I may or may not want to heal. I could really use some extra max HP here. Oh, there's Ayane Shiki finally. At this point, it's not even worth getting though. Because I need that upgrade, and then I need the one that says lunging upward pulls enemies, or pulls nearby enemies close. I might as well just get my SP skill at this point. So I won't be getting much more potentials throughout the run. Alright, now that I have the SP skill, I'll grab one of the Ayane Shikis, and if I get it, I get it. If I don't, who cares? This is really gonna mess up my muscle memory, though. I'm gonna keep trying to use heavy attacks and getting the Ayane Shiki stance instead. Should probably go ahead and take this just for boss damage. I don't have cold to really stack off of it, but the damage itself should be pretty high. I don't know the actual timing for it though. I never use her stances. I've always just gone the throwing spear build instead. My air attack, or my down attack, is... I think it's doing 2,400 damage? It's doing a lot. There we go. Lunging upward pulls nearby enemies. And then for the other one, you probably would need the last upgrade here on Ayane Shiki. It's really hard to say which airborne attack upgrade I need, though, to get the pulling one. Probably the down attack one. I don't know, I might have to mess with that as a my build. I will be back in just a couple seconds, or couple minutes. Alright, let's see if we can finish out this run. I'm really not sure if I'm going to be able to kill Susano or not. How good is the pull? I don't think I noticed it even. I did get the pull, right? While falling, pulled nearby enemies. I don't see it doing anything. There, I guess it did do a little bit. It's... seems like a much shorter range pull than I was expecting. I don't really think it's worth going into Aini Shiki for it, unless you want to actually use some of the stand stuff. Probably should have went back and got rid of the butterflies, but too late now. Oops. And I don't remember how to do the spear timings very well. It's been a long time since I played my... There we go, I got a couple in. I tried to use my SP skill there for the invulnerability, but I guess I didn't get it out quick enough. Wow. I wait, I won? I, I don't know if I won or lost there. I definitely died, but I think I killed him at the same time. Huh. I don't know if that's ever happened before. I thought I was gonna lose that. I'm surprised it was even as close as it was. I really didn't feel like I had a good way of dealing damage there. I had the 1,000 spears, but that's hard to use on Susanoo when he's moving around so often. Huh. I wonder if they worded this different on purpose. I just noticed this. Was this different? I feel like they just changed this. Where it says basic attack damage is increased by 50%. Whereas this one, it says attack damage. So does that mean this doesn't work on certain attack types? That's interesting. Wait, let me check my mind crystals one more time. Okay, that's fine. I couldn't remember if I still had the healing crystal on or not. I think Hibiki could maybe make use of the Rend, but I don't think it'd be worth it. His staggering cuts moves enemies around, but not very far. I know Ragna and Noelle can throw around enemies quite often. Maybe I'll try going for a Noelle build. I want the attack Rend, and then I'll just take... Wait, do I even have a character? Yeah, I should have a Lambda here. With Skill Cold. I don't really know if I need it. I could try the Seeking Storms, I guess. Or I could go for this. The problem is, again, without Seeking Storm, my skills are ranged. So the storms aren't going to be really doing anything. I might as well just go for Skill Cold. I want to test out some skill builds with Noelle anyways, so that'll work. I'm not really going to have a good way of applying the Rend early on, but as soon as I get the upgrade for my heavy attack, it hits 2 or 3 times. I think I'm going to have the same problem as Lambda, though, where Noelle as a character has such high base damage that the Rend isn't even going to get time to really work. The execute's gonna be really nice on Noelle as well. Charged attack usually does a lot of damage, but never quite enough to finish off enemies. So they should help out a lot with that, especially if I can get it ascended. I'm kind of tempted to just sell all the rest of my tactics, honestly. Even though I'm only at 50 entropy, so I'm not getting the most value out of it. The other blade tactics really aren't doing much for me. Oh, that is not where I wanted to dash to. I think Noelle has longer range dashes than most characters. I was not expecting to move that far. Her dash attack is really good for applying the Rend, but the problem is you're dash attacking into melee range with enemies, which doesn't really make sense to be doing on Noelle. I should be able to just wait over here, and the enemy AI will just walk into the lasers for me. Or maybe I can hit him from here and knock him back into there. It looks like attack into heavy is enough to apply Rend. It's enough hits to apply the Rend. But by that point, they're already dead. As soon as the Rend is applying, they're just getting killed by the execute damage. Which is fine, I guess. There got some pretty decent hitting Rend hits. I think one of them went up to 340. But still, it's the same problem. It's just... Rend procced maybe like 5 times that entire fight. get hit by there. I really didn't see any attack animation get near me. It was probably just covered by other animations, though. Or maybe it was a... It might have been an afterlife bomb that was just barely in range of me. Since I did have a bunch of enemies stacked in that one location, one of them might have died and exploded. This skill upgrade that throws out the gun is really, really useful for grouping all the enemies together. For your heavy attacks, or charged attacks, whichever one you want to call them. And then it keeps the enemies from being able to attack as well. It just keeps them in hit stun. I almost threw myself into spikes twice in a row there. Sometimes it can be really annoying when your character has momentum on their attacks. Most of the time it's really not a big problem, but on some stage layouts it's really bad. Perfect, I got my Fatal Rend up to max rarity. A 35 HP execute is pretty good. I wonder what the threshold is on elite enemies. It's really weird that it specifies that elite enemies have a lower threshold, but it just doesn't tell you what it is. Why not just put the value there? Really? He stayed in the air for so long, and yet he was still in his attack cycle. I think I might have slowed him there. I don't know if I used my legacy skill, maybe. The Gen Freeze to stop him, or something like that. I think something I did made the attack cycle last longer. The only problem with this skill that I'm using is that it's like what I was saying with black holes earlier. It holds all of the enemies in place, so it makes it impossible to proc the Rend. Though I don't really think that's an issue at this point, with how little the Rend is actually doing. I'm trying to decide if the 35% execute is worth just not having, like, lightning or something on that slot. The lightning would be doing a good amount of damage. And it might just be doing the same amount that the execute would. Plus, the lightning would be chaining to other enemies that aren't near the one I'm attacking, and doing more on bosses. It's giving me everything except for... I want to try the upgrade that says when you retrieve the gun, you can press attack to throw it again. But it's giving me everything else instead. Wow, I just completely skipped his stun phase there, I think. I think the grenades just killed him. Should be using a lot more of those skill inputs. I just forget I have them. I don't think I've used my reload once this entire run. That's another one I forget I have. Wow, I'm 2 exchange points off from having enough to buy this. That's funny. I might die in this room. These enemy projectiles are really annoying to deal with. They were fine before, but with the new entropy settings, it's much worse than it used to be. I can't believe I survived that room. The, like, spirit-looking projectiles are the ones I was talking about. The problem is they linger on the screen for so long, and with the new increased enemy count and increased enemy attack rate, they can take up a lot of the screen at the same time. And the problem is you can't do anything about them either. If you could attack them to break them, like you could with some of Arakune's attacks, on his normal version at least, you can attack his orbs to break them. That would make a lot more sense. You know what? Let's throw in some slimes here for the hell of it. Radiance I could get, but it wouldn't really do anything until I got the larger size of it. It's just going to be spawning in random places where I'm not attacking from. And I'm going to be moving around a lot anyways. Really the only reason I'm getting the slimes on are for Omnipotence. It's a 25% damage increase. I should have been doing it throughout the rest of the run too with my other slots, but it's not like I really need the damage anyways. Oh man, going back to normal mode Oread is such a treat after being stressed out from the advanced version so often. Oread is one of the most stressful boss fights when you have the upgraded bosses on. Her and Floating Mind, and probably Arakune. Floating Mind would be one of the worst boss fights in the game if you could encounter him in regular runs. At least if you see him in the Omega Sector, you can just choose not to fight him. Well, it feels a bit awkward to rush through the Omega Sector through like this. Because if you're going straight to Susano and as fast as possible, you just kind of need to be attacking enemies a little bit as you move past them. But with Noelle, every time you do that, it gives your character different kinds of momentum. What the heck? I feel like I went the wrong way. I think I should have went right back there. But there is also a chance that this path over here loops up into Susano as well. Nope, it does not look like it does. I don't really care about going into that boss room either. It's just one potential. Wait, where did I go? I was not supposed to go down there. I don't know what debuffs I have. One of them, I think I have HP mixture, less effective, something that reduces EP gain. I don't know what the icon for the other one is. Oh, MP recovery. Well, that one sucks, but oh well. It's not gonna be a big deal. I'm starting to get to the point of where I can be able to tell what debuffs I have just by looking at the icons. I haven't quite memorized all of them yet. Oh, did they put a ceiling on here? I haven't tried it on this stage before, but I know on some other stages, you could get, like, really high outside of the top of the screen. You need the 5 times Earth Hammers, and then jumping and dashing can reset the combo counter. And you can stay in the air for so long. You can get really, really high up in the air as well, but it seems like they added a ceiling to this fight. Or they said, that might have been what they did in this last update. They said something about adding a camera lock to boss fights. I guess that's probably what they meant. I think I've got time for one more run, and then I'll need to go find some food. There's something else I want to test. I'm gonna change a Mind Crystal real quick. And instead of Blade Tactics, I'm gonna take Solo Performance. I don't know how often I'll be able to actually use it, but if I can get it on a boss or two, it'll be nice. So I need to turn my settings back up to 75. That should be how I had it. And this is something you probably never realized you could do, but you can actually turn on or off the benefits of entropy effects, which normally I don't know why you would want to do it. Though I have messed around with turning off extra potential spaces and advanced tactic spaces, because I'm usually skipping them anyways. But at this point, if I turn them off, it might screw with some of my my memory of room layouts, or selection layouts for the hiding space info thing. But anyways, I want to check and see if reducing the amount of content in the shop will let me buy potentials more frequently. theoretically it should make sense. Let's do an S run. Would S even be able to make use of Rend? I really don't feel like it. So let's just go with a regular build for fun to finish off the stream. I probably just want to spam reroll until I get more crests. There's really no other potential that can compare with it on S. I'm curious what even gets added to the shops with the entropy effect. I don't see a whole lot of difference. I'm still getting buffs, I'm still getting HP and MP. Is it just, oh, it could be tactic ascensions and HP mixtures, maybe? Yeah, it does seem like the shops don't have HP mixtures. and Tactic Ascensions now. If it's only 2 things that get removed, it's really not that big of a deal. Maybe there's something else I'm forgetting. Having the HP mixtures removed is a pretty big deal for me. I make use of them a lot. I already have 5 potentials, though, coming into the first room. It's hard to say how much of that was just luck, though, compared to having the shop changed. Oh, I jumped there too early. I thought the attack animation would be already done. I need to get my triple dash. There it is. Now my DPS will be at pretty much max. It's weird how much damage the dash crests do on S, but I like it. It's just another benefit for dash canceling out of your attack animations. So being rewarded for doing that is really cool to me. wonder if the dash icicles would actually be worth taking. I normally don't bother picking them up, but it might be pretty good in this case. Wait, no, I still can get HP mixtures. I just never had them roll in the shop before. So what does the shop changes even do then? And there's a tactic ascension. Huh. So what does this do? Does it just add in the ability to find gold tactics and purple tactics, maybe, from the shop? Maybe the HP mixtures and the... I don't even remember what the second one was anymore. Oh, and the tactic extensions. Maybe they don't show up until later in the run, but I don't think so. I think that's probably just my luck. shop did not give me a single tactic, and I used all the rerolls too. Or I think I said tactic, but I meant potential. Oh, is that the one that's missing? No, I can still buy tactics. What am I thinking? There's very obviously still tactic options in there to buy. So I don't know what the shop content is that it's talking about. I feel like it might just be... having a chance to get higher tier tactics. That's unfortunate. It would have been nice if I could have forced the shops to have more potentials. Wow, I have a lot of money to spend. 1,400. I know I didn't spend any when I came in, and that's a lot of the reason why. Still a ton of money to have saved up at this point, though. The potentials are gonna start costing so much. $600 for a potential. How many do I have total, though? Looks like I have about 19, which is pretty normal, I think, for when I'm doing these runs, where I sell off most of the tactics. So I don't think turning off the shop really helped, but I'll have to try it out a couple more times. I don't think I have any debuffs that I need to remove before the boss fight. really should be using my Gawain more, especially since I've got it maxed out. I have so much fun with just S's basic combo attacks that I kind of forget I have other things a lot of times. I haven't used my downward attack, or my downward skill attacks either. I thought he was still in his hit stun animation there. Because I had hit him downwards, so it just looked like it was part of my combo animation, and not him attacking. What? I swear I was dodging there. I'm not sure quite what happened there at the end. I should have been dodging out of the attack, but maybe I messed up somewhere. I don't know. I had a feeling that run was gonna lose anyways. I was playing way too aggressively against Susano with just my regular attacks. It would have been a lot safer just to kind of do short bursts of attacks and then use Gawain as well for my damage. But I spent way too long doing like long combo strings of attacks on him. Anyways, that's gonna be it for today's stream. I need to go and get food now. So thank you to anyone that showed up and watched, and I'll see you guys next time.